Okay, well, I'm proud to be here to introduce the next assembly member from the town of Amherst. A great young man who's worked very hard as a community leader already as the executive director of the Erie County Democratic Party, and somebody who worked awfully hard 2 years ago. Steve Meyer is going to bring a new generation of leadership to Amherst, and I want to bring him up. Steve.
All right. Hey, Steve.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Stephen Meyer, and I'm here today to talk about why I love this community so much and what I think we must do to ensure that this is a great place to live for generations and generations to come. It was in the final days of 2015, this past year, when the leaders of our state Senate and our state Assembly were arrested for corruption charges. At the very same time, New York State was once again ranked as one of the worst states in the entire nation for job growth and new businesses. Frankly, I see these two factors as being very much related. We cannot afford to have a state that is riddled with rampant corruption if we want to be an effective partner in our economic renaissance and an effective partner in job growth. Frankly, it is unfair today that corporations and special interest groups can literally buy elections. You know, we pay some of the highest taxes in the entire nation here in Western New York, and the fact that we have elected officials who are going to Albany with self-interest instead of the interests of the people is despicable, and it goes against everything that has anything to do with public service. It is clear that we need change now. We cannot afford to do this for any longer. Because who will survive in an America where a small business owner who believes in the American dream can barely even begin to compete with the big box stores? And who will survive in an America where the minimum wage has become the poverty wage? And who will survive in an America where our children go hungry and single mothers work 2 to 3 full-time jobs and can barely make ends meet?
Yeah, right.
Frankly, I don't think that any of us can survive in an America like that, and I don't think that we should have to put up with that. We deserve better, and frankly, we should not sit idly by as backwards politicians continue to tear at the fabric of the community that we have all worked so very hard to build.
Yeah. Right.
And that is why I am here today. My name is Stephen Meyer, and I am here today to announce that I will run for the New York State Assembly. Because I believe in this community, and I believe in Western New York, and I have this crazy idea that we deserve better, and we can do better. Time has come for change. Politicians in Albany had the chance, after both leaders were arrested on corruption charges last year, to enact tough ethics reform laws, and they failed. It is time that the people stand up and the people create the change that we need, because we cannot sit idly by anymore as backwards politicians push their egotistical agendas. So if I'm elected to the New York State Assembly, I pledge to work as hard as I can every single day to represent the fair and honest people of Western New York. I pledge to make sure that we can enact the toughest ethics reform laws that our nation has ever seen, including sweeping campaign finance reforms to make sure that big corporations and big oil can't buy elections. Nobody should be able to buy an election. Am I right?
That's right.
I will not only work to make sure that we enact ethics reforms, but I will also make sure that we do not allow somebody to balance our budget on the backs of students and teachers. Education is the bedrock of our future, and I believe in the future of Western New York, and I want to make sure that this is a great place to live for generations and generations to come.
All right.
So please, reach within yourselves and think, what do you see the future of Western New York to be? Not only 2 years from now, 10 years from now, but generations from now. Your children and their children and your children's children will want this place to be a great place to live, where they can plant down roots and start businesses and get engaged in the community and do what is right. I want that kind of dream for Western New York, and I am here to make sure that that happens. So if you believe in this dream and you want to help in this campaign, please join this fight, because together we can do better. We deserve better. We have a choice here between accepting corruption as the norm and accepting a fresh start for Western New York. We deserve a fresh start. Western New Yorkers have worked too hard to allow corruption to end our economic renaissance. To the voters of the 146th Assembly District, I hope I can count on your vote this November. Thank you all very much for your time.
All right. Steve.